something about the deep ocean that makes your imagination run wild. The pressure, the darkness, the things we know are down there, and the things we only think we know. Abyssus takes that primal unease and turns it into a roguelite co-op FPS where every descent feels like a gamble you might not win. It's not just a shooter that happens to be underwater, the setting is the game's beating heart, wrapped around a world powered by brine, a rare substance that exists only in the deepest trenches. And in this world, brine is everything. It fuels your weapons, powers your gear, and might just be the reason this place is crawling with horrors. You can play solo, but Abyssus shines with up to 3 friends at your side. The moment you drop in, the surface disappears behind you, and you're surrounded by a living, breathing environment that wants you gone. You'll be navigating 64 handcrafted levels, stitched together in unpredictable sequences, so no 2 runs play the same. One dive might start with a long, eerie swim through the remains of a sunken city, where the only light comes from flickering bioluminescence. Another might dump you straight into the middle of a feeding frenzy, forcing you to fight your way through swarms of mutated guardians in corridors barely wide enough to turn around in. The pacing swings between quiet dread and full-blown chaos, and that's part of what keeps the game tense. You're never just mowing down enemies on autopilot. Every corner could hide a surprise. Every sound could be the start of a fight you're not ready for. And when the fighting starts, it's all about tight, punchy gunplay backed by an upgrade system that invites experimentation. The arsenal is built around 8 brine-powered weapons, each with its own personality. You've got spear guns for precision, pressure cannons for heavy hits, and faster-firing harpoon launchers for those moments when subtlety goes out the window. Layer on 45 weapon mods, and things get interesting fast. Some tweaks are practical, faster reloads, tighter shot spreads, but others are flat-out wild, letting you channel brine's strange properties into elemental attacks or mystical effects. Stack the right upgrades, and suddenly your rifle isn't just shooting, it's chaining lightning between enemies or turning hits into bursts of boiling steam. But Abyssus doesn't let you rely on firepower alone. Team synergy is huge. Before every run, you and your squad make calls on loadouts, suit upgrades, and skill rolls. Who's handling crowd control? Who's your high-damage boss killer? Who's carrying the tools to keep the team alive when things get ugly? It matters because you're up against 36 enemy types and 4 massive bosses, each with their own tricks. And when those bosses show up, sometimes in arenas that feel more like traps than battlefields, having a plan and sticking to it can be the only thing that keeps you from ending up as debris. The world is thick with atmosphere. Brine-punk machinery hums in the dark. Ancient statues stare down from the shadows. Structures hint at a kingdom that's been gone for centuries, but some of it doesn't feel dead at all. You're not just blasting your way forward, you're piecing together a mystery. Why does brine hold such strange power? What wiped this civilization out? And why does the feeling that you're being watched never quite go away? Every run feeds into the next. Even when you fail, you're unlocking new upgrades, experimenting with different builds, and learning how to handle the game's shifting challenges. The procedural sequencing means you can't just memorize layouts. Adaptability is the skill Abyssus really tests. And while you'll get better, the ocean never really stops feeling dangerous. Visually, it's stunning in a way that feels earned. You'll pass through glowing kelp forests, weave between the bones of titanic sea creatures, and drift over abyssal drop-offs so deep your lights can't reach the bottom. Sometimes it's breathtaking, sometimes it's just plain unsettling. Often it's both. What makes Abyssus stick isn't just the combat, or the upgrades, or even the mystery. It's how it blends all of those into something that feels alive. It's a place you want to explore, but also one you know might kill you at any second. And that's the hook. No matter how good your gear is, no matter how sharp your aim, the ocean doesn't care. Down here, you're on its terms. So you pick your team, check your loadout, and dive again. Maybe this time you'll push deeper. Maybe this time you'll find answers, or maybe the abyss swallows you whole. Either way, you're going back in.
Place it! An ample reward. side. You're in the way. Horns from the deep. I don't have a key. New objective, huh? That's it. A clean slate.